Hi guys, Ian here. I really don't want to record anything dahil Semana Santa na by this recording, pero if there is one thing that I have to tackle, it's our uh, attitude towards the people we know, whether nakilala mo siya in real life or online lang. If you remember, there is a saying that people should never burn bridges. While there are instances that where some should be burnt down beyond repair, we have to agree it is a mistake to have it as a first option. Now, why do I know? Because I learned that lesson the hard way. Now, let me tell you a story about why am I sharing this in the in the midst of Holy Week. Now, almost half a year ago, my circle of contacts online, who are the only real folks I know who have the same interests and convictions as I do outside my service-oriented volunteerism stuff, fell apart from each other because of that damn Amazon Synod and the controversial Pachamama incident. Now, while I still considered it an abomination, right until this day talagang nagtataka ako bakit nangyari yon sa Roma. I never thought this caused a drift between two of the people I looked up to as kind of mentors. Both of them ex-seminarians of religious orders, both in the business of keeping the unique Filipino culture of family life alive. But sadly, because of what was happening in Rome at that time, both were at each other's throats. Or so I thought they were. Now, the main difference is that one of them is married, while the other was, at least that at that time, single but dating a woman stateside. Now, the last time I saw the single guy was during the wedding of common friends of ours. I mean, both the bride and the groom uh, were both our friends. Now, in a few weeks after that wedding, uh, this single guy went to the other side of the Pacific, West Coast, United States, to reunite with relatives there, while the married guy returned to Davao with his family after years of staying in Manila for work as well as in teaching. He's still teaching, kaya lang Davao based na siya instead of Manila. But unfortunately, not before he had a heart complication, which, thanks be to God, he survived off. He was invited to the wedding, if I'm not mistaken, but by that time, he was still in recovery, so I guess he declined with a heavy heart. Kasi nga naman, baka nga maging liability pa siya. I mean, siguro yung iniisip niya at that time. And I think nasa Davao na siya noon nung panahon na yon. Then the Amazon Synod happened. This was around late September, early October, or I think mid-October yata yun. Not sure exactly. And everything went to hell really quick. Now, humans as we are, there is a certain level of gullibility between these two middle-aged men. The married guy accuses the single guy of being a bit of a con artist for his failed comics project and for trying hard becoming a ladies man and ending up dating, as I said earlier, a woman abroad. And I won't delve deeper about that because the last time I did, I got into deep trouble and I deserved it. Now, to be fair, the single guy, which I unfortunately haven't heard from ever since, was just telling us all to calm the hell down about the Pachamama incident, and he also included me in that call, which was completely appropriate. His unusual silence, though, about the matter really surprised us all. And the next thing I knew, he either went off radar or he blocked us all. So unfortunately, hindi ko alam kung ano nangyayari sa kanya. I do hope he's doing well out there. Yun ang masasabi ko. This is where I realized the married guy has gone rogue. To his credit, he made legitimate callouts against me at times. Sometimes I make commentaries while I'm bouncing off the walls or something, and I deserved it. But it's basically because of his bravado, as he was part of a Catholic organization I also belong to. I hindi ko na i-detail, pero basta parehas kami na magkabaro kami kung tutusin. So since then, I just didn't give a fuck with whatever he and his faction, his buddies of his, has been rambling. And in short, nalaman ko nung panahon na yon na kakampi ko lang ang sarili ko. Kasi kung tutusin, I've been dependent on their advice on living my life as a young adult, maybe dating, maybe being a good son, being being an upright man, as well as being a good Christian, despite all the struggles that all of us have in this life. Now, they helped me on that regard, and I would like to thank both of them for contributing for who I am. But what made my long odds worse that ominous October was the fact that it has a precedent. I lost my job twice last year. I managed to get myself a very small income working from home indefinitely, but I know it will never be enough. Then just recently, as this pandemic hit our islands, as if I was hit by a truck, I realized how long have I wasted my life and my opportunity to have some kind of career. I've written the script for this video exactly 7 years to the day I graduated college. And this shirt that I'm wearing is basically our batch t-shirt for that senior class back in 2013. So do the math. Yes, I graduated from college 7 years ago. And every night since then, in this enhanced community quarantine that we are already experiencing, I can't help but wonder how in the world can I bounce back. Then, somebody made a reflection on a certain gospel passage almost a month ago about Christ preaching about reconciliation and the importance of not holding grudges in offering prayers. I really wanted to read it from a Bible. I do have some copies there. Pero ilalagay ko lang sa description sa baba yung mismong verse na parang hindi man nag-trigger sa akin, pero I kind of reflected, yeah, I guess this has a point. And yung novia ko, girlfriend ko, she's also sharing that Bible verse every single time na nagkakaroon kami ng petty fights and all that. Yes, it's a healthy part of a relationship, whether a romantic one, courtship, marriage. It happens. It absolutely happens. And come to think of it, in this context, all the more relevant yung verse na yon mula sa Ebanghelyo ni San Mateo. So, I'll just write it down in the description below, the specific verse from the Gospels. Well, bago ko magtuloy sa kwento, I've also made a playlist of, let's say, my COVID-19 diaries in this small YouTube channel that I have. So, you can check it out on top, yung playlist na yan. Lalagay ko lang din sa description sa baba just in case na miss nyo yun. And to this Bible verse, I realized there was hope of at least settling these things for old time's sake before making a proper closure of relations. I mean, at this point, parang naisip ko, hindi na sila hindi nila may tuturing ang sarili na magkaibigan. Yeah, sure, back then they were, but now, di ko alam. But at the very least, what I really wanted, not really wanted, pero what I really think they should do is at least talk it out like real men and maybe just agree to disagree. That's it. And not suffer whatever friendship they have left, or at least acquaintance. So yun. Now, of course, naantig ako dun sa Bible verse na yun. And this was like my exact reply to that realization. It is not easy to bury the hatchet, but it is better to dig the pit where we bury it, even if it takes a long time, than not to dig it at all. Kasi mahirap magtanim ng sama ng loob. Nararanasan ko yun. May mga sama na loob din ako. Ayokong umiyak. Ayokong pahabain tong video na to. But, long story short, I've been struggling not to hold grudges back. Kasi, una, masama na yun sa kalooban mo. Number 2, it has some physical ramifications as well. So, go figure. And, this guy who shared his reflection of this gospel passage, he unfriended me back when the Pachamama incident was too hot. But I made the first move to recommunicate with that person who, thankfully, shared my sentiments that was absolutely messed up. Well, I thanked him for at least letting us come back to our senses and at least get some kind of closure to a friendship that was. He would still consider, this guy would still consider me as a friend offline. It's just that ayaw lang niya sa mga katoksikan sa social media, kaya pasensya na. I still remain your friend. It's just that ayoko lang talagang matrigger. So, I respect that. And somehow I respect his decision because I somehow deserved it. Now, I told myself I won't be uploading another video, but here I am. Because I just have to get this off my chest. Para pagdating ng Triduum, Huwebes Santo, Biyernes Santo, Sabado de Gloria, I would focus now on just basically contemplating on what the good Lord has done to us in the week that changed the world. So, I have to tell the consequences of social media toxicity and how it affected me. Basically, my sins on social media. Because if I don't, I would absolutely regret it. I mean, hindi naman ako monetized at this point. And if ever I get monetized in the future, I won't let this video be monetized. I mean, alam ko may mga selection yata yun. And besides, I don't really care if I get monetized or not. Doesn't really matter. Well, if I get paid for this, well and good, thank you very much. Pero hindi, that's fine. Now, the reason why I shared this somehow long story for around 20-25 minutes is because there is too much to be done to at least broker the end of the fraternal partnership of these two men without any grudges, and basically end it at a lighter note. They both have to know that it has affected me as well. Kasi I've absolutely looked up on these guys. I mean, one is musically talented, the other one is somehow some kind of an intellectual / journalist. So parang naisip ko, these guys are the people that I would like to hang with and grab beers with them. They both have to know that it has affected me as well, as much as I would like to not bring it in the table, as I also received the repercussions of other people who were also involved. Now, I know I sound too nostalgic and somehow hypocritical, and my thoughts are prone to be dismissed as futile, but hear me out. All that I ever wanted was to at least have some kind of closure with all that happened half a year ago. Gusto ko lang talagang matapos to, na sabihin na natin kung hindi man kayo maging magkaibigan ulit, okay lang sa akin. But just assure me that you would at least agree to disagree and not throw shades and shit at each other. Kasi mentor ko kayong dalawa eh. So nakakalungkot na nakakainis na kung sino pa yung mga pinagkatiwalaan mo sa kung ano yung gusto mong gawin sa buhay, sila pa yung nagbabangayan. Very disappointed, but that's life. Another reason why I shared this personal take of mine with the grief I just poured out is because too many people are willing to sever ties and contacts just because of politics in the face of a global pandemic. And yes, sobrang dami ng kalokohan at sobrang dami ng politika nangyayari sa social media. Even my girl wants to detoxify from that, but she still has to work from home at hindi niya maiwan-iwan yung mga estudyante niya kasi sa social media lang din siya umaasa para makontak niya yung mga estudyante niya. Have we been that gullible and insensitive that we are willing to cut ties with people we know just because they don't agree with you? If that's the case, then try to think less about the people who disagree with you and more of the people who will be caught in the crossfire just because you don't want to lose an argument. And hindi ako nag-iisa dito eh. At least hindi ako ang nag-iisang YouTuber or nag-iisang social media user or social media guy na ganito yung standpoint eh. Even someone as popular as Paulul is a bit uneasy with how the hell is he gonna stand with what the hell is going on in the Philippines in the face of COVID-19. Check nila lang dyan sa taas yung video niya. And all I can say to you, Pao, welcome to the club. Alam ko, andito ka na for the past few years, pero pucha, ang tama ka. Cancer ang social media. Yun lang masasabi ko. Now, the takeaway here is never, ever blow up bridges that easily, lest you create collateral damage. Never make it your first option at first sign of trouble. Take it from me. I lost it all. And before I end this video, mahirap tong sabihin, but I would like to apologize to everyone I may have offended. You don't have to forgive me. I deserve all the shit that you have thrown at me, and I deserve the criticism. I deserve most of the consequences, and I do not deserve any sympathy at all. But at least allow me to learn my lessons well and move on with my life with this desolation I'm in. And finally, I call on everyone to reconsider, please reconsider your option to blow up your bridges. Because once you do, there may never be a chance to repair or even build one. If there's something I learned from this experience and our current situation right now, it's 3 things. First, you have to look after yourself. Second, you have to look at after each other. And third, you have to sometimes agree to disagree without having to resort to severance of ties. Matik na yung una. Yung pangalawa, try to do that. Kasi marami ding tao ang sobrang stressed ngayon, lalong-lalo na yung mga magigiting nating frontliners. They've been doing everything in their bloody power to basically fight back this pandemic, and all that we can do here in the home front is 1, support them, and 2, kung sino man ang kilala natin na frontliner, just drop them a message in Messenger and say, kumusta ka na? Okay ka pa ba? I would just like to let you know that we got your 6, we got your back. Kung ano man ang ginagawa mo dyan sa front lines, nandito lang kami. Kausapin mo lang ako kung may problema ka. Because that's the least that I can do for you. So yun. And the third one is the most important thing we have to remember at this time when we seem to be confused with what's going on. We don't need something worse to happen right now, don't we? Diba? So I guess I've rambled too much now at tama lang din pala yung hula ko na magiging 24-25 minutes to. So before it gets to be half an hour, I would cut it here. And basically, the next time that I'm gonna share to you a video on this small YouTube channel that I have would be during Eastertide. So with all that said, this is Ian reminding you to observe this Holy Week and to make this Holy Week truly holy. And at all times, in season and out of season, be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Until then, see you in Easter, and I would like to wish you all a good observance of the Holy Week. Bye, guys.